Hello everyone, welcome back to Wix Ideas. In today's video, we're going to be looking at another part of our Wix real-time API example. On my previous video, I shared with you how to add a voting system using Wix real-time API. In that video, we used the Wix real-time API to refresh the total number of counts when a site visitor hearts an item. So when I click on this heart over here, you can see that the number will change on both sides. So this is my browser where I'm logged in, and this is an incognito window. As you can see, this real-time API increases or changes the number of counts or the total number of hearts that we have. Now, on an earlier video, I shared with you how to add heart icon or favorite icon to your Wix Studio repeater. And what I want to do in this tutorial is to use the Wix real-time API to actually increase the total number of votes for each of these items on the site visitors page, similar to what I did in the voting system. Now, as you can see, we are on two different windows. I'm logged in here, and this is an incognito window. Now, when I click on this item here, you can see that the counts changes here and here as well. So I'm going to share with you how to add this feature for your favorite icon on your Wix Studio or Wix repeater as well. Now, before we get started, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button, give this video a like, and also don't forget to turn on your bell notification to be the first to know of my future videos. Now let's get started. So I'm going to be using exactly the same templates and the same code that I have for this tutorial. If you haven't watched this video on adding a heart or favorite icon to your Wix repeater, then please check out that video to know how I set this up from scratch. In that video, I'm going to share with you the step-by-step method that I use to set this up. And in this video, we're just going to add a simple line of code just to make this to react with the Wix real-time API. So since we have all our elements in place, we just need to turn on our dev mode on our Wix Studio website. So click on this icon here and start coding. Now, once this is open for you, head over to the public and backend, and head over to the backend here and click on this plus sign, and then go to the add.js file. Now, we're going to name this file real-time. Once you're done, click on enter to save your changes, and then over here we're going to import the Wix real-time backend. So let's go ahead and import the Wix real-time backend. Now over here we can go ahead and import the publish function. So let's go ahead and import that, and then we can now create a function that is called publish message. Now this publish message is going to hold two things. One is a channel, and then the next is going to be the message. And over here we're going to simply return the publish, which also contains two parameters, which are the channel and the message. Now this is all we need to do for this backend. Let's head back to our home page, or the page where you have your repeater or your favorite icon repeater. Now go ahead and maximize, and over here we're going to import two libraries, and the first library is going to be the Wix real-time front end. So let's go ahead and import the Wix real-time front end. Once this is done, we can make sure to import the subscribe, as we want to be able to subscribe to the channel that we have just published. And then we're going to import the function that we just created from the back end. So let's go ahead and import that function, which was called publish message. Now that function was somewhere in our backend called the realtime.jsw. So now we have all the libraries that we need, and it's time to start writing the piece of code that is going to automate the whole process. So now that we're done importing all the important libraries, we're going to change the logic of the code a little bit. And one of the part that we have here is when the page loads, we go over here and load the total number of counts or hearts each item has. Now we don't need this anymore, as we have already connected the text element to our data set. So remember that we connected this text element here to our data set, which is the one that counts. When the page loads, it automatically pulls in that data. And the next part that we need to change is right over here. So this is where we update our collection if the user inserted a heart or removed the heart. So after this operation has happened, we do not really want to count the text. Instead, what we want to do is to publish a message using our real-time API. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of the section here, and then we're going to simply call in the function from our back end, which is the one that publishes a message. And we're going to add something thing called a channel, which we're going to create later on in this code. So let's go ahead and publish something, and the message that I actually want to publish is the total number of count. Now this can be anything, and for me all I want to publish is the total number of hearts. So let's go ahead and simply use the template literal to publish the total number of hearts. So as you can see over here, we use the item data dot heart count. So that is what we're going to do here as well. Now we have this error because we have not created a channel that we're going to use to publish or subscribe to the real-time API. So what we're going to do over here is to actually first of all create that channel. So I'm going to call this channel, and then this is an object that contains the name and the channel. I'm going to call this you can call this any name that you want. I'm going to call this the heart channel. All right, so as you can notice here, we no longer have that error. Now once we have created the channel, we're going to go ahead and actually subscribe to that channel. So when the page when the user is in the page, we're going to subscribe them automatically to the channel, and then we're going to refresh our data set similar way that we actually did for the other tutorial for the voting system. So let's go ahead and subscribe to the channel. So we're going to subscribe to that channel, and then we're also going to get the message, and then we're going to add our arrow function and simply just refresh our data set. So for us to call in our data sets, we can click on this icon over here, and as you can see, we have our data set right here. So click on this back arrow to head back to your data set. As you can see, we have a data set settings. So click on that, and this is the data set ID. So simply copy this ID for your data sets and head back to your code. And here we're just going to add an already function to our data set. And then once the data set is ready with all the items displayed, we're going to go ahead and refresh the data set. So let's just copy the selector and simply refresh the data set. Now this is all we need to do, and let's go ahead and publish our site and test this out. All right, we're here in the live site, and as you can see, this is where I am logged in, and here is an incognito window. And when I click on this item over here, it increases by 3 and also increases by 3 here. So this means that the real-time API works. And here, if I go ahead and unheart that, you can see that it also reduces to 3, and as you can see, it's also the same one here. So this is how you add a real-time API to your repeater. I've showed you how to add it to a static page or just a voting system, and here is how you add it to your repeater item. I hope this video was useful to you. If it was, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button and give this video a like. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to respond to you. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.